how to build an online image-to-PDF converter with HTML, CSS, JS, and NodeJS. An online image-to-PDF converter is a website that helps you convert your images to PDFs. This tool is useful because it provides an efficient way to store your images. In this tutorial, you'll learn how you can create your online image-to-PDF converter with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and NodeJS. Table of contents. Prerequisites. Project setup. Steps to follow. How to create the root URL. How to upload images to the server. How to sort the images and convert them to PDF. Starting over. Conclusion. Prerequisite. Before starting this project, you should have or know the following languages/libraries/frameworks: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You must have a basic knowledge of using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to follow along with this tutorial. You should know how to create these files and link them together. You should know about fundamental HTML elements, or CSS selectors, JavaScript concepts, and DOM. NodeJS and NPM. You need to have NPM and Node.js installed because you'll use them for installing the necessary packages for your project. Specifically, you must have a basic knowledge of how to import and use NodeJS built-in modules. NodeJS is an important Node package that'll help you develop your project faster. It helps in restarting your server when you make changes to the project. Express.js and Express Generator. Express.js is the Node framework you'll use to build the web server. Express Generator is a library that'll help you create the necessary files and folders for Express.js to run efficiently. You should know how to create the basic Express application. Express Session. This is an Express middleware library that'll help you manage the application sessions. You should know about the configurations of this library. J/Hub. This is a JavaScript templating engine that'll help you render the address of the uploaded images in an HTML file. You should know the basics of this library. PDFit. This is a JavaScript library that we'll use to convert the images to PDF. Multer. This is a Node library that'll handle the file uploads. Sortable JS. This is a JavaScript drag and drop library that we'll use in the front end for rearranging our images before they are converted to PDF. Finally, you must know how to create folders and files with their appropriate extensions. You should know how to edit these files with a text editor. Project setup. First, you need to create a folder and navigate to it with the CLI. Imcator Image2Pdf. cd Image2Pdf. Next, initialize it as the NPM package so that you'll be able to install all the necessary libraries you need. NPM init. If everything goes well, there'll be a package.json file in your folder. The package.json should look like this. Name Image2Pdf. Version 1.0.0. Description. Main index.js. Scripts. Test echo \error, no test specified / and exit 1. Keywords. Author. License IST. Next, we'll install the Express Generator like this. npx Express Generator. npm install. We'll choose Jade as the default templating engine. The command above will set up all the necessary folders and libraries needed for Express.js to run efficiently. At the end of the installation, your project folder will look like this. /img2pdf /www/node_modules /public /images /javascript /pilot-sheets /roots /views app.js package.json packagelog.json bin/www is the entry point of your application. Node_modules folder stores the packages needed for our project. Public folder will store the static files that'll be returned and stored by the server. Routes folder stores all the routes for the application. Views folder stores the J files that'll be used for server-side rendering. app.js is the root JavaScript file. When you check your package.json file, you'll see that express.js, Jade, and some other libraries have been installed. Next, we'll install the NodeJS package globally. npm install gnodeman. Finally, we'll install PDFkit, Multer, Sortable Jade, and Express Session. npm by Multer PDFkit Sortable Jade Express Session. Next, add that start script in your package.json file. It'll allow NodeJS to restart your application when you make any changes to your JavaScript files. Get start nodejs/www. At the end of your installation, your package.json file should look like this. Next, you'll navigate to the project folder and start the application server. Cd Image2Pdf. Set debug equals Image2Pdf * and npm front start. Once you get a success message, it means the server is already running. Open your web browser and type http://localhost:3000/ in the search bar. If everything goes well, this should be your result. Steps to follow. Before writing the code, let's go through an overview of the steps that we'll follow to build this project. 1. First, you'll define a route that returns the index.html file when the root URL / is reached. 2. Within your index.html file, you'll create a form that accepts only image files PNG, JPG, and then send it to the server at a defined route. 3. When the server receives the images with Multer, it'll store them in the folder, store the address in the session store, and redirect the request to the root URL route, which will render a J file containing the address of the uploaded images. 4. Within the J file, there'll also be a convert to PDF button which will send the address of the sorted image to the server/PDF route. 5. When the /PDF route receives the images, you'll use PDFkit to convert the images to PDF. Then you'll send the address of the converted PDF. 6. When the user clicks on the PDF link, the file will be downloaded to the user's device. How to create the root URL route. First, we'll be creating a route that sends an index.html file when the root URL / is reached. First, open your routes/index.js file and create a route that returns an HTML file. Replace all the code in the routes/index.js file with this. From the code above, we included the Express library and activated the express.router function. The path module was also included because it will be used for describing file paths. Then we define a route method that'll handle all the GET requests directed at the root URL /. Anytime the root method receives a request, it'll use the res.sendFile method to send an index.html file back to the user. The __ name variable in path.join method used within res.sendFile method helps us precisely specify the address of the index.html file. Next, create an HTML folder within the public folder and add an index.html page to it. This is how your public folder should look like. /public /html /images /javascript /stylesheets. Next, create an index.html file in your public /html folder and add this code to it. If your server is still running, go to https://localhost:3000/ in your web browser. This should be the result. If you haven't started your server, navigate to your project's directory cd image2pdf and run this command. Set debug equals image2pdf : and npm front start. How to upload images to the server. In this section, I'll be explaining how to upload images to the server. Here is a simple flowchart for this operation. Here's what's going on. User sends images to server. Server receives images, renames them, and stores in folder. Server extracts the image file names, stores them in the session, redirects request to root URL. root URL. Root receives the request and renders a j/pug file containing image file names. And while your server is still running, replace a content in your public /html/index.html file with this. In the code above, we linked some CSS files styles.css and index.css to the document. We also created a form element that sends the post request to the /upload root. The form element has an int type of multi-part /form data. Without it, our server can't receive the images. Within the form element, there's an input element that'll help us get the files from the device. The input has a name attribute with a value of images which will be used by Multer to identify the images. It has been configured to accept multiple image files with .png or .jpg extensions. There's also an input element that acts as the submit button. It'll be used to trigger the file upload request. Then there's the script element that contains some JavaScript code that adds interactivity to the HTML document. Create a style.css file in your public /style sheets folder and add this CSS code to it. The CSS code above defines the overall layout of your website. Next, create an index.css file in your public /style sheets folder and add this code to it. The CSS code above defines the specific filing of the index.html elements. Next, you'll open your root/index.js file and create an /upload root that'll receive the image files, store them in the folder, store the file names in the session store, and redirect the request to the root URL. First, we need to edit the app.js file and activate Express session. Add this code to your app.js file. This is how your app.js file should look like. Open the root/index.js file and create a root that'll receive the image file names, store them in the session and redirect to the root URL. From the code above, we included the Multer library. Then we used the multer.storage method to describe where the image files will be stored and how they should be renamed. Also, we created the file filter function to ensure that only PNG and JPG files are stored by the server. If the user sends any file that isn't PNG or JPG, an error page will be displayed with the message only PNG and JPG files are accepted. Next, we created a root method that listens to post requests directed at the /upload root. Within this root method, we included the upload.arrayImages method which tells Modeler to only store files whose name is images according to HTML input element less than input ID equals file upload type equals file name equals images except equals .png, .jpg multiple / greater than. After that, we extracted the file names from the requirement.files property and stored them in the session store. Finally, we redirect the request to the root URL root. In the root/index.js file, edit the root URL root so that it will render an index.j file if the session stores the image file names. From the code above, when the root URL root receives any request, it first checks if there is an image files properly stored in the session store. If there isn't, it sends the index.html file. But if there is, an index.j file containing the image file names will be sent. Finally, go to the views/index.j file and edit it so that it'll render the uploaded images in HTML. The code above is written in J syntax. When the server renders it, it'll be in form of an HTML document. Note: make sure to do the indentation of your content in J/pug with either the space key or tab key, not both. When you run or restart your server with Nodman, go to http://localhost:3000/ and restart the upload process from selecting the files to clicking the upload button. You should see an HTML page containing the images you uploaded. Here's my result. How to sort the images and convert them to PDF. In this section, I'll be explaining how you can allow the user to rearrange their images and convert them to a PDF. Here is the simple flowchart for this operation. Here's what's going on. User clicks on Cover to PDF. Browser sends request to server containing the sorted image file names. Server receives the request, converts the images to PDF, and sends the address back to the browser. browser receives the address and displays it to the user. User clicks on the link and downloads the PDF. And in the views/index.js file, we'll be using sortable.js to sort the images. Replace the content in your index.js file with this. The code above is a JSON file that'll be rendered as an HTML document. It contains the document metadata including the link and style elements that connects to CSS and JavaScript files, the image elements, the hyperlinks, and some other HTML elements. Next, create a public /stylesheets/indexview.css file and add this code to it. Next, navigate to the node_module/sortable.js/modular folder and copy the sortable.core.esm.js file to the public/javascripts folder. Then create a public/javascripts/sort.js file. You'll add some code that'll activate sortable.js and send the sorted file names to the server for conversion. From the code above, we imported sortable.js for JavaScript file and activated it on the parent element of the img elements. When the Convert to PDF button is clicked, we extracted the image file names from the img elements and sent it as a post request to the server. When the browser received the server response, we attached a link to the download button so that when the user clicks on it, the PDF document will be downloaded on the user's device. Next, in the root/index.js file, you'll create a /PDF root that'll receive the sorted file names and convert them to PDF. First create a PDF folder in the public folder and add these code to your root/index.js file. From the code above, we included PDFkit and created a root method that responds to post requests directed at the /PDF URL. Within this root method, we used PDFkit to convert all the images to PDF. Finally, we sent the address of the PDF document back to the document. When you restart the server, navigate to http://localhost:3000/ in your web browser, and restart the file upload process. You're able to convert your images to PDF. Thanks for watching the video. If you want full code, go to my GitHub repo. https://github.com/tonodapicula/img2pdf